everyone, and welcome. My name is Jody Jordan, and this is my February card class featuring the beautiful butterflies or beautiful bokeh is the suite. You get this stamp set, a set of dies, and this really nice hybrid folder, which if you're not sure, if you don't know what hybrid means, it just means that you can emboss and cut this out, this butterfly out at the same time. I think that's the only one. Well, maybe. Yeah, I think that's the only butterfly that you can cut out of this. It's just this one. I really did not need another, and it also comes with this bokeh paper, but I really didn't need another butterfly set, but what sold me on this one was that you can actually make shapes, like shaped cards. If you look on here, see how that's shaped? You can cut out the whole thing and have this be just a butterfly card, which I'll show you that later on in the video, or you can put it on the crease of your card base and have this, the top part, be a butterfly. So that's why I got this set. I definitely did not need any more sets of butterflies, but anyway, so let's get started now with the class and make some cards. So this class actually, or this suite or bundle actually came with this bokeh paper, or bokeh, however you want to say it. But I'm not sure if I'm going to use this or not, because as I got to looking at the paper, it was basically just, I don't know, I felt like I wanted more color. There's one sheet in here that's like, you know, got multiple colors for a butterfly, but I thought this, I ended up ordering the Full of Life DSP, and it's just really bright and full of colors, and I thought it would make really nice butterflies, so I went with this paper instead of the bokeh, and that was kind of a last minute choice when I placed my order. I know in class we had talked about this paper and doing a technique, but I actually changed my mind, and we're going to go with this one. So okay, so these are all the core colors that are in this Full of Life paper. So what I was thinking is, normally when I do your card kits, I will give you two of the same card, and I thought it'd be kind of cool if I gave you two different colors, and you could do two. It'll be the same card, but it'll be two different colors. Just, you know, pretty much all of us are going to have, you know, different. These papers are very different. So okay, so to get started, we're just going to, I normally score, when I'm making two of the same card base, I usually will bring in my scoreboard and score both card bases at the same time at 4 1/4. I just do this on my scoreboard because it's more accurate, and I don't know why. I like doing it this way, and then I'll cut each one of the card bases. I'll just cut this in half at 5 1/2. So I'm bringing in my trimmer and just cutting that in half. If I can decide which way to position my cutter. This piece right here, I love this piece. It's so colorful. I'm just cutting at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay, so now we're going to bring in our stamp or embossing machine. And you're just going to use the regular standard plate, um, the one with the shim and the bottom plate, and then two regular plates. Now, on here, you can see there's little lines on the die that tell you exactly where to lay it on the crease of your card. And you may or may not be able to see it in this. I should have zoomed out to show you, but you're lining up those lines and you want to make sure you secure it down with some tape because it could easily shift and you don't want that to happen. You want your butterfly to be as straight as possible. So now you'll see when you remove the tape that it cuts the shape of the butterfly, but you have to snip off the two ends to get rid of the excess of your um excess of what's left on the front panel. So you just snip that off with your scissors. Now, I'm not 100% in love with this after I got, because the top of it has like a little, you can tell where it kind of like where the crease was. Um, I don't I don't know how I could have made this any better unless I maybe cut it first and measured it and didn't put the crease in there and then put the crease in after I cut. That's the only thing I could think that would maybe possibly make it better. But anyways, we're just gonna go ahead and glue that piece to the bottom. But I think I go ahead and cut or show you all the pieces that I'm cutting before I actually glue the whole card together. When you get your kit, all this will be done for you. I'm just going through and picking random colors or whatever sheets that I think will look nicest with this. Of course, everyone's will be different because there's only so many sheets in the pack, and um, just so I can use the whole 6x6 sheet. I don't normally purchase 6x6 paper for classes just because it's so difficult to um, make enough for the class. Um, like especially when I need like a 4 by 5 1/4 sheet. Um, that's why I said I'm going to use different, or I'm going to end up using, everyone's going to have different paper, or your two cards will be different. I did try to keep them fairly the same. At this point, when I'm making the video, all of my order hasn't came yet. I still have a couple days before it'll be here. But I have some of the cutting already done. This is a really simple card to make, and it really looks a lot harder than it is. But it's really simple to make. It didn't take me any time at all. Probably the longest thing that, for me was just because I'm cutting 16 for, the class. So, which is, since there's 8 in my class this time, it's 2 cards each and then plus my samples. But everything fell out of the die fairly well, and cut pretty quick, so this wasn't too bad. I say that now this piece is stuck. I basically just started crafting and filmed as I was crafting, and now I'm doing the voiceover because it was, I just let the camera roll while I was making the card. I already had it or knew what I was going to do. I just had to pick out each thing for it. So now I'm bringing back in the embossing machine and I'm just die cutting I wanted there to be a white space for you to write your message and then the little banner piece that we're going to stamp on. I decided I needed some birthday cards for March coming up soon. So I just decided to make all of the cards happy birthday. And since that was already in the kit. Now here for the inside, you have to kind of make your own little shape here to cut this off. I want this to hide behind. Now you could have used that other die. I'm not sure if it would have lined up as well, but I wanted it to be the exact same size as the the butterfly card front. So I'm just kind of giving this a little curved edge, and this will be where we write our sentiment or write our message to whoever we're sending the card to. So now we just have to assemble the card. So there's that birthday stamp. I really like these cards. They turned out so good because I really like a lot of color and just the fact that it's so bright and cheery. Like it's been so cold and dreary everywhere. Even here in Florida, it's been really cold. Today it's super rainy, and I just feel like this will make anybody's day if you get a bright cherry card like this. So I'm going to use the shaded spruce ink, and I think I used that for I actually made three different cards or three different colored card bases. When you get to class, you'll see the different ones, but I used the same green for all of them, which is the shaded spruce. I just wanted to test it because I had not used that stamp set. So now we're just getting ready to assemble everything. Like I said, this is a pretty simple card. Like it said earlier, it looks harder than it really is. And for you guys, for the card class, you don't have to do any of the die cutting, so it's gonna assemble really quickly. Um, Now here, what you need to do is just line up your white piece to match up with the front panel. You're going to put glue on the back side and then you'll flip it up to close it, and then that'll have your white section for you to write on for your message. And you just need to line it up really well. And even if you don't get it completely lined up, you'll see on some of my samples, I did not get it completely lined up, and it's okay. It looks fine. It doesn't stand out that much to where it's a huge deal. And on this part, a little glue goes a long way. You don't really have to glue everything, every little bit. I just did a little bit of the corners, and you're going to have this piece that goes across. At first, when I made the first card, I was thinking I was going to have it pop up, but the banner piece that I put across that says happy birthday, I decided to have it go across the top a little bit more because as you can see, this does not exactly line up for this section of or for this part of, or this die. The bottom die doesn't have a layering piece that matches exact. This is, I'm just bringing in some twine. I got this at the Dollar Tree. I've had tons of rolls of it forever and it matched, so I'm going with it. I know a lot of you, we were talking about we don't really use our ribbons and things like that, but this is completely optional. I went ahead and tied all the bows for everyone in class just to save time. Um, this week I can't stay real long. I can only stay till noon, so I tried to do as much for you guys as I could to make the class flow faster. I just used Stampin' Dimensionals and put that right across the top so you can see that even though it didn't exactly match up, it still looks really well. The detailed die part of it, I really liked that. It gave it some color. Now you could always stamp on that if you want. There is a stamp set available, or a stamp that does stamp on that if you want. But I just chose to keep it simple, and I really think it's a pretty nice card. Like I said, I bought this set specifically just to do this kind of card with the shape. Um, so I'm just adding my bow, and then one of the things I didn't talk about when I told you everything that comes in the bundle, there is these itty bitty Boken mix. They're not adhesive, so you have to put glue down, but there's so many different things in here. When you look at the different cards in class, you'll be able to tell. Some of them I just use little sequins. There's actually little gems in there. You just kind of dig around in there. And I made sure to order each one of you one of these packs. So you get the whole pack to do whatever you please. Which we're going to make a shaker card also. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to get this bundle as well, to make a shaker card. I don't know what was going on with my take your pick tool. I had like this really weird glop of putty on the end, and I don't know why I didn't just pull it off because I was picking up multiple gems, but in the end it worked. I just used my finger to plop it down. And that is our finished card. Pretty cute. Okay, so for card 2, you're just going to use a standard card base. And then this piece is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. We're going to line it up in our embossing folder. I'm trying to get the big butterfly. It's tilted, but I'm going to try and get an even amount on each side of the butterfly. Once I get that in place, I'm going to grab my die and make sure it's popped into place. Now, because this is a hybrid embossing folder, you're going to use plate 1, then your embossing folder, and then plate 4. Now for stamping, we're going to grab a piece of Designer Series paper, and I'm going to use Blueberry Bushel to stamp this. Hopefully I'm in the camera. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and do our stamping real quick since we have, now I'm making my card say, "So thankful for you." My die cut piece flew across the room. And this will be the piece on the "For you." And then I'm going to grab I'm going to grab pumpkin pie just to have like a contrast. And my desk is such a mess. Oh, here it is. Here's the butterfly. I'm just going to stamp a little butterfly here in the corner. Okay, so this is going to go on the inside. In your kit, you're going to receive, let's see, this one's going to have orange. So I think I'll do the blue and yellow. I'm just going to barely put a little glue. Oop, I said barely, and the whole tube come out. I just want this to just barely touch on there. And I'm going to kind of curl up my edges there, and we're going to set this to the side. So now we've already cut this out, or I mean stamped this. So now we're going to cut it out. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to lay this down and get it exactly where we want it to go on our card. We're not gluing it, we're not doing anything to it, we're just laying it down exactly where we want it. And then we're going to put glue on the back of this one. We're going to hold this in place and we're going to slide this in place. And then this will come off. Make sure this is down really well, and hopefully you did not get too much glue on there. If you're using that green glue, the green glue stays sticky. So, all right, so that we've got that so far. So now we've got this. We're going to flip this over, and then you're going to want to use your Stampin' Seal or tear and tape, or you can use glue if you want. I never use glue whenever I'm dealing with window sheets, because I don't want the glue to ooze and I don't want the, the front of the screen, but you can do whatever you want to do. That's just my personal preference, is to use the Stampin' Seal. And I've cut it kind of big enough for you to where you don't have to get it right up on the edge. But the closer you get it to the edge, the better. If you do have any that went over, you want to make sure you roll that back. In your kit, you're going to have a little window sheet, and we're going to lay that down. Okay, and then we're going to use these little, I don't even know what these are. Let me see, I got some in my drawer here. These are called foam adhesive strips. And you're going to take your foam adhesive strip and just go around your window. Now you can do a square. You don't have to go the shape of the butterfly. You can do a square if you want, but just remember where the shape is where the shaker bits, like if you make this real big, then you'll have to use more shaker bits to fill your center, because it will go farther. Like if you put a complete square around here, your shaker bits will be shaking out here in the edge, where you may not necessarily want that. You can rip this off if you want, or save it for later, whatever you want to do. Make sure when you start and stop that you butt it up really good and tight. And normally what I do is I bring this to the side here and just tear it off. And then you're going to want to put your other pieces This one kind of got messed up, so I'm not worried about it. So for my first card that I made off screen, I tried to measure to see about how many little bits this took, and this is 3/4 of a teaspoon, and it was way too many, so all I'm doing is pulling out the really big chunky piece. I'm pulling out 3 of them because I'm going to use them on my card. But as long as you're got your bits all on the inside of this butterfly, you should be okay. And then you pulled off all your adhesive. You're going to line up your butterfly. Keep in mind that you're trying to also line up your card as even as possible. Sometimes that's easier said than done. You really only got one good chance at it. Then before you start shaking it around, go around and push around that butterfly and make sure everything's stuck down. So now for our So Thankful, I'm going to just use some scrap. I got a scrap piece here that I'm using. Of my dimensionals, and then for this little skinny piece, I'm just gonna stick that there. Peel this off and kind of curl up the edges there. And I put that right over the edge there. And then I'm going to bring in my glue and put down a few little dots of glue. And adhere my gems. I wanted this class to be real bright and cheery. I think we're all ready for spring, so I did a lot of bright colors for everyone's kit, and I did different, each card base is different in fronts, like, so we're not doing the exact same card. I mean, we're doing the exact same card, just different colors, just to show you a variety. So that's card number 2, our fun shaker. Okay, so now for card 3, we have some watercolor paper, and we're going to do, now in class, you guys can choose which one you want to do. I have 4 different samples here, and you can pick whichever 1 or 2 that you want to do, but this is, I told you guys I was going to try and work on doing some techniques with you, so this is, I don't even know what you would call this, but we're going to take an acrylic block, we're going to color it, spritz it, and we're going to use it to make a really cool background. So, so for the first one, I'm going to use, let me get my blocks here because I only have so many blocks. Okay, so I'm going to take these 2 blocks here, and then I'm going to use our Stampin' Right markers. And I am going to just color each one of these evenly, as much as I can. So here I'm putting orange down here. I'm going to put the pumpkin pie down here. And I'm going to do the pink here, or melon mambo. Then I'm going to do, let's see, what's this one? Blueberry bushel. And I'm trying not to touch the actual other color. I mean, it doesn't matter if you do, but you just try not to touch the other color as much as you can. If you do, you just clean it off with a marker. And then we're going to go with the Daffodil Delight. And these markers have a brush tip, and they have a like a writing tip. Some of mine are older, so they have the a lot more of the writing tip. So now you're just going to take a little spritzer bottle, and we're going to spritz it and get it good and wet. Then we're going to take our watercolor paper, and we are just going to flip these over and put them right on our paper. And then I'm going to put a heavier block on top. Now, that's one way. Or I mean, they're all done the exact same way. You just, I'm using different blocks because this has to sit for a minimum of 5 minutes to soak the water into the paper. So when we're doing our class, we're gonna have to kind of time everything and get everybody kind of doing this, and then letting it dry, and then a couple more people go, because like I said, it takes a full 5 minutes for this to soak into the paper, and then we're gonna have to probably dry it with our with the heat gun to get it done for class. My samples that I have that I'm going to show you in just a minute, they dried overnight before I did any stamping or anything to them. So I've been wanting to do, like, I don't even know what you call this, like a multimedia look for a long time, and I just never have tried it. So this is kind of a first time for me. Now for this one, I'm just going to try and lay it right in the middle of the cardstock. This is not a fancy card. It's not a bunch of layers. There's not going to be a bunch of fuss. Like, I just wanted to do the technique for you guys. I told you guys we would do like a little technique. Or I'm going to try to do a technique for each class. So there, I'm putting more weight on that one. For this one, I'm going to do like 3 blocks in a row. And I think I just did like 2 colors per block. You can, like I said, when you see the samples, you can do this however you want. Whatever colors, in whatever order you want to do it in. You see, I'm just slopping it on there. It's not anything super, like, I'm not even, you don't have to put much ink on there to make it turn out really cool. And it's kind of cool how you'll see that it kind of runs a little bit and does, oh, that's the wrong tip, runs and leaves space, like white space on it. And let's just do blue. Like I said, I'm just doing, I'm just going to bring 4 colors that are in our, whatever, our little thing. Again, I'm going to spritz this, get it good and wet, bring in my, and the thing is even though you can move these around once you lay them down, every card is probably going to be different. Well, it will be different. Slide this out of the way, and all I'm doing is just putting heavier blocks on top to give it a little bit of weight. I'll do one more, and for this one, I just did some, like a random, did I not do, I thought I did, I did one of these, but maybe I didn't. I'll do this size. Oh, wrong end. I'm in the camera here. Let's do the blue. Okay, I'm going to spritz these. I'm going to lay this one right in the middle. I'm going to lay this one here. And this one here. I'll lay this block on top. Okay, so this is the results of what we did. And for you can pick whatever combination you want. I'm going to come in with, I'm also adding this Elements of Text stamp set to kind of make kind of like a multimedia kind of look. I'm just going to stamp this right in the middle of all of these. Okay, so I also have this like kind of it's a kind of a grunge, little grunge stamp set or stamp. I'm going to use that with I'm going to use orange, the pumpkin pie, and I'm just going to do like along the edges. I'm going to stamp once, stamp again, stamp once, stamp again, all the way around. Kind of messed that up, but that's okay. I pushed too hard. I'm going to do that to all of these. Now with this one, you have to kind of do a little bit more of the grunge because there's a lot more open space, but that's okay. It just gives each card a unique look. So, let's see, let me grab, I think I did Melon Mambo and Sahara Sand. So then we're just gonna adhere our card base to our panel to our card base. I don't have my glasses on, so hopefully I'm getting this right, the print right side up. Now the thing with whenever you do like a whenever you do watercolor, whenever you get something wet, it warps. So when you're gluing it down, sometimes you got to use a little weight on it to glue it in place. Now, I left these set overnight. In class, you guys are going to let it set 5 minutes, and then you're going to have to hit it with a heat gun. So I'm pretty sure it's going to warp, because whenever you hit it with the heat gun, it always seems to warp. But that's okay, because all you have to do is just give it a little, put like a little bit of weight to it, let it sit, and it'll be okay. Oh, I got way too much glue. Let's see, I got one more. You could go in and put more of those words if you want. Like, if you really like the look of the words, you could have went in here and put more of that. Whatever, you know, kind of grunge look that you want. I just wanted to mainly concentrate on the pops of color and just have that print a little bit. But that print is kind of pretty, so if you wanted to add more of that on the edges, you could do that also. And it would not look bad. It would look good. So now I'm gonna, let's see. In your kit from card 2, you're gonna have the centers from here, and that's gonna be our focal point for this card. You can do it like this. You can do it sideways, whatever you want to do. Okay, so I have this 1-inch strip, and then I have our butterflies. These should be dry by now. And I'm just going to use the stamp in the stamp set that says "Time to Celebrate." And I'm going to continue with the blueberry bushel to stamp 4 of these. I chose the blueberry bushel because it is the darkest color. I'm just going to stamp those real quick. Okay, so I'm going to just pop this up. Now you could cut this if you want. I'm just gonna choose not to. I think I like because there's so much going on that I'm just gonna leave just leave this square. And I'm going to kind of keep it down towards the bottom. So this is 4 inches by 1 inch strip. And then you can sponge I chose to sponge the edges of the butterfly just to give it some, a little bit of definition, especially since it's going against so much of a busy background. And I'm going to pop that up on dimensionals as well. Just like that, and that's the card. Now for the inside, we're just going to use a regular 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And since this is time to celebrate, I'm just going to go ahead and stamp happy birthday on the inside. And I'm going to do that in the blueberry bushel. And then I think I'm going to do this little cutie butterfly here in, let me see, in the pumpkin pie, or you could do it in the yellow. I think the pumpkin pie will stand out better. And I'm just going to do that just above the happy birthday. I know this is a bit different than what we normally do. I normally am really into either really super cute or really super elegant. So this is completely different than my style, but I've been admiring this grungy kind of look for a long time, and I just never tried it. And I'm happy I did, because I think this, even though this is just one little layer and more simple of a simple card, not a fun fold or anything, I really like it. So I'll do one more with you guys just because I have the stuff here. Let me see if I can find Daffodil Delight and give this a little life. I'll give it a little bit of life. Since it's so light, it probably won't show up much, but think I'll do this one. Pop this up. The thing is this looks like we did so much work, and we really didn't. Now for this one, because I jacked up that up there, I think I'll put the sentiment at the top to cover that up. Even though you can't really tell that I messed it up. I mean, I think it looks fine. It kind of goes with the whole theme of the card, that grunge look. Okay, so there's the two different kind of cards, and I'm just going to come in with, I think I'm going to do here, 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 and here. I really cannot see because I don't have on my glasses, and the reflection from these gems are a lot. I'm going to try and pull out the pink just that quick. I can't even see where I put the glue. I really like these shaker bits or gems or whatever you call them. They're really pretty. You could keep going with these all over your card, to be honest. I am really struggling to see this morning. Oh, there it is. I cannot see the glue. Okay. All right, so that's our card. And I will put the panel inside this one in just a minute, off camera. So I hope you enjoyed this class. I will see y'all next month. And have a good day. Bye-bye.